Hey folks, today we're going to do Bolognese. Got the recipe from a friend of mine that has a 4-star restaurant, and so here's all the ingredients that you're going to need. We have supposed to have 5 tomatoes, and then you have your garlic, pepper, olive oil, an onion, some Parmesan, table salt, mushrooms, carrots, basil, ground sirloin, tomato sauce, you get your egg noodles, whipped cream, whipping cream, a cup of white wine, you got beef broth, and celery. Now, I'm going to go into next on how to prepare all this. Stay tuned. Hey folks, okay, so we have 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We have 3 garlic cloves, chopped up, minced. We have a couple pinches of salt, a couple shakes of black pepper. Alright, so we're going to do that. And now what we have here is carrots, onions, and celery. Now what you have to do is you have to puree this, put it in the food processor. So you're going to have 6 cups total of all this, 2 cups of carrots, 2 cups of celery, and 2 cups of onion. So once that all is nice and blended up, then you're going to go ahead and add it to your saucepan and put it on low heat, and then wait until the onions are translucent. Alright, so I added the carrots, the onions, and the celery to my saucepan, and I'm just kind of stirring it around, waiting for the onions to become translucent. It's kind of hard to see a little bit, but you get the gist. It's kind of just to get every vegetable here to be kind of nice and warmed up, cooked a little bit. So once we have our onions translucent, then we're going to add our 3 cups of mushrooms that we have here. Okay, finely chopped mushrooms, 3 cups. So here in a minute I'm going to add that. Then next we're going to add our ground sirloin and let that cook fully, and then we're going to add the beef broth. Alright, so our onions became translucent, so I added the 3 cups of mushrooms. We're going to let the mushrooms simmer in here, and then next we're going to add our ground sirloin. Okay, so the mushrooms, the carrots, the celery, and the onions have all nice and simmered below. Now I added the 3 pounds of ground sirloin. I'm going to let this fully cook, and then I'm going to add our beef broth. Alright, so I mixed in our ground sirloin with all our veggies. Still has to fully cook. Next we'll add our beef broth. Okay, so our ground sirloin has cooked fully. What we're going to do now is add 2 cups of beef broth. Next we're going to add a pint of heavy cream, next we're going to add a cup of white wine, and then we're going to cover this, and we're going to reduce the heat to like 2 or 3. Okay, we're going to cover it and let it simmer for 1 hour. While we're doing that, I've put our whole tomatoes, 5, into into some water, and we're gonna add that later. But we want to make it to where these are stewed tomatoes, and then we're gonna peel them and add them with the tomato sauce after our saucepan's cooked for an hour. See, so these tomatoes are gonna stay there for a little bit. I'm gonna probably do that for like 5 minutes, and then take them out and peel them. Stay tuned. Alright, so our bolognese was in there for an hour. Now I've added the 5 whole peeled tomatoes. I took them out of the pot. Basically you want to cook those whole tomatoes until the skin gets wrinkly, and then it just basically just peels off. Take them out of there. Let them cool off so you don't burn your hands, but peel them off. Put your 5 whole tomatoes in there. Then you want to have 5 cups of tomato sauce. I added that already, and we're going to put the lid back on and let it simmer for 30 minutes. I've also started some water in the pot over here so I can add the egg noodles. Once it starts to boil, I'm going to add those egg noodles, and then that way when we're done, after the 30 minutes, the noodles will be ready, and then we can top it with the bolognese, Parmesan cheese, and basil leaves. Okay, so here's the bolognese. I put it over some egg noodles, put some Parmesan cheese on top, some basil leaves, and I got some Italian bread on the side. Delicious. Go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe. Leave in the comments what you want me to make next. Enjoy.